Have you ever felt deep inside that you were created for more than just surviving? That whisper in your heart that refuses to be silenced, telling you there is abundance waiting for you, if only you would step into it with unwavering faith. Today I want you to realize something so powerful, so life-transforming. You are not meant to struggle. You are meant to accelerate, to rise, and to claim the millions that are already positioned for you. Every thought, every word you speak carries the power to move mountains and attract wealth. Do you believe it, or are you still whispering doubts over the promise that is already yours? The law of faith does not wait. It does not negotiate. It moves the unseen into reality. When your heart aligns with expectation, persistence, and gratitude, you don't have to beg for abundance. You don't have to hope for opportunities. You only have to speak, believe, and act in alignment with what has already been promised to you. The moment you declare, "I accelerate my millions," the universe, providence, and every hidden source of favor begins to move on your behalf. Your words are not empty. They are seeds. Your faith is not a wish. It is power. Step boldly into the reality that wealth, freedom, and divine provision are your rightful inheritance. Your time is now, and every delay is simply a setup for a spectacular breakthrough. There is a force within your spoken words that is far greater than most people realize. Every word you release into the atmosphere carries weight, energy, and life, shaping the reality around you. When you declare something with unwavering faith, it is not merely an expression of hope. It is a command to the universe to align circumstances in your favor. Many people live in silence, speaking doubt, fear, or limitation over their lives, and that silence or negativity produces exactly what they fear: stagnation, struggle, and lack. But when you take authority over your speech and declare life, health, prosperity, and breakthroughs, you are activating a spiritual law that cannot fail. Words are seeds planted in the soil of your heart and mind, and they will produce fruit according to the kind of seed you sow. Speaking faith, faithful declarations is not about repetition or ritual. It is about aligning your heart, mind, and spirit with the reality you desire and commanding it into existence. Your voice becomes a conduit for supernatural acceleration, turning invisible possibilities into visible blessings. When you declare, you are engaging in a spiritual principle that moves the unseen into the seen. The moment you boldly say, "I accelerate my millions," you are taking hold of a divine promise and making it tangible. This is not wishful thinking, nor is it blind hope. It is the act of faith in motion. Faith is made active through declaration. Without your words, your faith remains dormant, like seeds stored in a packet, never to bear fruit. Each time you speak with authority, you are stirring the spiritual forces to respond, aligning every resource, opportunity, and favor toward the fulfillment of your spoken word. People often underestimate the magnitude of what they say, believing words are harmless or insignificant. But in reality, every declaration carries a vibration that either builds or destroys. Those who master the art of declaration are able to shape their destiny, turning mere potential into measurable results. And this is why the power of what you speak cannot be ignored. Declaration transforms your thoughts into action. Thoughts alone, no matter how inspired or positive, remain invisible until they are given form through words. When you declare abundance, health, or divine favor, you are converting intangible hope into tangible expectation. Your words serve as a bridge between what is unseen and what can be experienced in your life. Silence in the face of your desires allows doubt and fear to fill the vacuum, creating delay and frustration. But when you speak deliberately and consistently, your words become a magnet for blessings and resources that you could never generate by effort alone. The law of declaration is consistent. Your spoken word carries authority, and the universe responds to that authority. It is not about loudness or volume. It is about faith, consistency, and alignment with truth. Each word you release with conviction is a step closer to the fulfillment of your dreams and the acceleration of your millions. Repetition and consistency amplify the power of declaration. It is not a single statement that changes your life, but the continual, daily affirmation of truth over your circumstances. Every declaration is like a drumbeat, echoing through the spiritual realms, establishing a rhythm that attracts what you are speaking into your life. When you make it a habit to declare victory, wealth, and divine favor, you are training your mind to focus on what you desire rather than what you fear. The spiritual law behind declaration is like gravity. It operates whether you acknowledge it or not. Those who speak regularly in faith over their lives find that opportunities, ideas, and breakthroughs begin to align naturally. Even when circumstances seem contrary, a declaration spoken in faith holds power beyond comprehension. The words you speak in alignment with divine truth have the ability to dismantle obstacles, shift situations, and accelerate your life toward the blessings that are already your inheritance. The heart behind your declaration determines its effectiveness. Words spoken without conviction are like seeds scattered on rocky soil. They cannot grow. True power in declaration comes when your heart believes the truth you are speaking, when your emotions, mind, and spirit are fully engaged, and when you refuse to let fear or doubt dominate. Your spoken word becomes a living, breathing force that propels circumstances into alignment with your faith. It is not about pretending, nor is it about forcing results prematurely. It is about embracing a certainty that what you speak in faith must manifest. When you consistently declare your vision, your dreams, and your financial breakthrough with a heart fully committed, you begin to see supernatural acceleration. The unseen begins to shift. Doors open and divine favor aligns in your favor. The power of declaration is the key to unlocking the life of abundance, freedom, and prosperity that is waiting for you, and it is available to anyone who will boldly, faithfully, and persistently speak what God has already promised. Faith is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the power that takes what exists only in your mind and heart and brings it into your reality. Most people limit themselves by what they can see with their eyes, but the supernatural operates on a completely different plane. What you cannot see yet is not absent. It is waiting for your faith to awaken it. Faith does not rely on circumstance, evidence, or timing. It is an unshakable trust in what has already been promised. When you believe with unwavering confidence, you are declaring that the unseen holds more power than the seen, that the invisible has authority over the visible. Every miracle, every breakthrough, and every acceleration of wealth begins as a spiritual reality before it becomes physical. Faith acts as the channel that connects your spirit to the resources, opportunities, and divine provision already arranged for you. Your commitment to believe, regardless of what appears around you, is what transforms impossibilities into realities and scarcity into abundance. Faith does not manipulate, it aligns, it activates, and it accelerates the invisible into manifestation. When you hold faith over a situation, you are refusing to accept limitation as final. Circumstances may appear impossible, but faith sees beyond the temporary and grasps the eternal reality of God's provision. It recognizes that what is visible is merely a shadow of what is possible, and it refuses to be moved by fear or doubt. Every time you act in faith, you are stepping into a realm where the laws of man no longer govern and the laws of the Spirit take full effect. Faith works in cooperation with your words, your expectations, and your heart's convictions. When you speak, think, and act in harmony with your belief in the unseen, you activate forces that create alignment between your present situation and the future you are expecting. Faith transforms invisible possibilities into tangible outcomes, allowing the supernatural to intersect with your natural reality. This is the law that turns dreams into achievements and promises into your lived experience. Faith gives substance to the things you hope for. Without faith, hope remains a wish, a distant desire that never becomes reality. Faith takes those hopes, breathes life into them, and propels them forward with unstoppable momentum. It is not passive, it is active, persistent, and relentless. Faith compels action, positions you to recognize opportunities, and opens doors that could never be forced by effort alone. Invisible blessings begin to align in your favor when you refuse to measure them by your current sight. Your mind may see lack, but your faith sees abundance. Your heart may feel delay, but your faith knows timing is already perfectly arranged. The unseen world responds to those who live in certainty, not in questioning. Faith is the vehicle that allows the invisible to become visible, the unreal to become real, and the delay to arrive with divine precision. The unseen requires your active participation. Faith is not merely believing in a promise, it is acting in alignment with that promise before evidence appears. It means speaking, deciding, and moving as if your breakthrough has already arrived. The moment you step into faith, the invisible begins to shift into place. Resources you cannot yet see, opportunities you cannot yet touch, and solutions to challenges you cannot yet imagine begin to move toward you. Faith is the engine that transforms potential into reality, vision into manifestation, and dreams into accomplishments. Your expectation, backed by belief, communicates to the spiritual realm that it is time for the unseen to become tangible. The invisible is not weak or uncertain. It is powerful beyond measure, and faith is the key that unlocks its strength and brings it into your daily experience. Faith is the currency that governs miracles, breakthroughs, and acceleration. The invisible will not respond to doubt, fear, or hesitation. It responds only to trust, obedience, and unwavering belief. When you place your confidence in what cannot yet be observed, you are stepping into a law that transcends human limitations. Your faith acts like a magnet, drawing the resources, guidance, and divine favor that have been prepared on your behalf. It transforms obstacles into stepping stones, delay into preparation, and impossibilities into opportunities. The spiritual realm aligns with your determination to believe, and the invisible becomes visible in ways that surpass natural expectation. Faith is the force that accelerates every promise in your life, transforms the unseen into reality, and positions you to receive the abundance, breakthroughs, and divine provision that were always intended for you. Delay is not denial. It is a space where faith is refined and strengthened. Many people stop believing the moment results do not appear immediately, but persistence understands that timing is part of the process. When progress seems slow and answers feel distant, persistence chooses to stand firm rather than retreat. It recognizes that every promise unfolds according to a divine order that cannot be rushed by impatience or weakened by doubt. Delay often exposes what truly lives in the heart, whether belief is conditional or unwavering. Those who persist refuse to let temporary silence cancel eternal truth. They continue to speak, act, and believe with confidence, even when circumstances offer no visible encouragement. Persistence does not argue with delay, it outlasts it. Every moment of waiting builds spiritual endurance, a line in the heart with greater strength and clarity. Delay becomes a proving ground, not a stopping point, shaping character, sharpening faith, and preparing the individual to receive what is already on the way. Persistence keeps faith alive when emotions fluctuate. Feelings change, motivation rises and falls, but persistence anchors belief beyond emotional response. When enthusiasm fades and discouragement whispers, persistence answers with consistency. It shows up again, speaks again, believes again, and expects again. Delay often tests commitment, tempting people to lower expectations or abandon their declarations. Persistence refuses to compromise. It understands that what is valuable is worth waiting for, and what is promised will manifest in due time. Each act of persistence sends a signal to the unseen realm that belief remains intact. Even when nothing appears to be moving, persistence knows that unseen preparation is underway. Roots are growing deeper before the harvest breaks through the surface. Persistence transforms waiting into preparation, ensuring that when the breakthrough arrives, the heart and mind are ready to sustain it. Persistence changes how delay is perceived. Instead of viewing waiting as wasted time, persistence recognizes it as strategic positioning. Delay allows growth, wisdom, and maturity to develop alongside expectation. Those who persist do not sit idle. They continue aligning their thoughts, words, and actions with what they believe is coming. Every day of persistence reinforces identity, confidence, and clarity. The utterly delay often removes distractions, revealing what truly matters and strengthening reliance on faith rather than sight. Persistence refuses to be pressured by comparison or discouraged by timelines that do not match others. It stays focused on the promise rather than the clock. Through persistence, delay becomes purposeful rather than painful, a season that strengthens resolve and sharpens vision while preparing the path ahead. Persistence resists the urge to quit when progress feels invisible. The greatest breakthroughs often occur just beyond the point where many give up. Persistence understands that resistance usually increases before release. Every obstacle encountered during delay is an opportunity to reinforce belief and reaffirm commitment. Those who persist do not measure success by speed but by alignment with truth. They continue to move forward, even in small steps, knowing that momentum is built through consistency. Persistence does not demand immediate evidence. It trusts the process and remains steady. It keeps the heart guarded, the mind focused, and the spirit expectant. Delay may slow the pace, but persistence ensures the direction remains unchanged. Persistence is the force that carries faith through uncertainty. It does not require constant reassurance or visible proof to remain active. Instead, it operates on conviction, trust, and inner certainty. Persistence keeps speaking life over circumstances, even when reality suggests otherwise. It continues to believe in provision, favor, and breakthrough without adjusting expectation downward. Delay may challenge patience, but persistence strengthens endurance. Every act of staying faithful during waiting builds confidence in the promise and in the one who made it. Persistence positions the individual to receive fully, responsibly, and confidently when manifestation arrives. It holds steady, remains focused, and continues forward with unwavering belief that what is delayed is still certain. Gratitude is more than a feeling. It is a powerful posture of the heart that opens the door to greater abundance. When gratitude becomes a way of life, it shifts focus away from what is missing and fixes attention on what is already present and working. Many people wait to feel thankful until everything changes, but true gratitude operates before the change arrives. It acknowledges provision even in small beginnings, and recognizes progress even when the journey feels incomplete. Gratitude trains the mind to see possibility instead of limitation and opportunity instead of lack. When the heart is grateful, it becomes receptive, open, and aligned with abundance. Complaining closes doors, but gratitude opens them. It softens resistance, removes frustration, and creates space for increase. Gratitude honors what has been given, and honor always attracts more. It is the attitude that says what I have is valuable and what is coming is already welcome. Gratitude positions the heart to receive without striving. When appreciation flows freely, effort is no longer fueled by pressure but by trust. A grateful heart understands that abundance is not forced, it is attracted. Gratitude releases tension and allows faith to operate with ease. It acknowledges that every blessing, visible or invisible, is connected to purpose and timing. When gratitude is practiced daily, it strengthens contentment without diminishing expectation. It says, I am thankful now and expectant for more. This balance keeps the heart stable, peaceful, and focused. Gratitude silences envy, comparison, and impatience, which often block the flow of increase. By appreciating the present, the heart becomes aligned with the future. Gratitude does not ignore challenges, it rises above them, recognizing that every season carries value and preparation. Through gratitude, abundance finds a place to settle and remain. Gratitude transforms how abundance is perceived. Instead of measuring wealth only by material gain, gratitude recognizes abundance in peace, clarity, ideas, favor, and relationships. This expanded awareness multiplies opportunities because the heart becomes attentive to what is already available. Gratitude sharpens perception, allowing individuals to notice doors that were previously overlooked. When appreciation becomes habitual, confidence grows and creativity expands. Gratitude strengthens faith by reminding the heart of past victories and present provision. It builds momentum by reinforcing trust in what has already been accomplished. A grateful heart is resilient, able to remain steady through uncertainty because it knows that nothing is wasted. Gratitude anchors belief in reality rather than fear, keeping the mind focused on growth rather than loss. Gratitude sustains abundance once it arrives. Many receive increase but struggle to maintain it because appreciation fades as familiarity grows. Gratitude preserves awareness, responsibility, and humility, ensuring that abundance continues to flow. It keeps the heart grounded and aligned with purpose rather than entitlement. Gratitude recognizes that every level of increase carries stewardship, and stewardship attracts further trust. When appreciation is expressed consistently, it strengthens relationships and expands influence. Gratitude creates an atmosphere where generosity thrives, and generosity invites multiplication. It keeps the heart open, preventing stagnation and complacency. Gratitude maintains balance, allowing abundance to be enjoyed without becoming a burden. Gratitude aligns the heart with abundance as a natural state rather than a distant goal. It removes desperation and replaces it with confidence and assurance. When gratitude is practiced before results are visible, it communicates trust in what is unfolding. This trust accelerates alignment, allowing opportunities, resources, and favor to flow with greater ease. Gratitude keeps expectation pure and focused, free from anxiety and pressure. It anchors belief in sufficiency rather than scarcity. When the heart remains thankful, abundance feels familiar rather than overwhelming. Gratitude welcomes increase as a continuation, not a surprise. It keeps the mind clear, the spirit steady, and the path open for continual growth and expansion. As we come to this moment of reflection, let everything you have heard settle deeply into your heart. You have been reminded that your words carry power, that faith reaches beyond what the eyes can see, that persistence outlasts every delay, and that gratitude opens doors no force can shut. These are not abstract ideas, they are living laws that operate every day, shaping outcomes, directing paths, and determining results. When you declare with conviction, believe beyond sight, remain steady through waiting, and choose gratitude in every season, you align yourself with abundance already prepared for you. Nothing spoken in faith is wasted. Nothing believed is forgotten, and nothing waited on with trust is ever lost. Every moment of consistency builds momentum. Every act of belief strengthens alignment, and every thankful thought expands capacity to receive. This journey is not about perfection, but about direction. It is about choosing faith over fear, persistence over discouragement, and gratitude over complaint. What once felt distant begins to feel possible, and what once seemed impossible begins to feel inevitable. When these principles work together, they create a life that moves forward with confidence, clarity, and expectation. The unseen responds, opportunities align, and progress unfolds in ways that exceed natural understanding. Stay anchored in what you believe, steady in how you act, and grateful in every circumstance. The path ahead is not uncertain, it is unfolding with purpose and intention. Carry this truth with you. What you consistently speak, believe, persist in, and appreciate will continue to grow. Let faith guide your steps, patience strengthen your resolve, and gratitude keep your heart open to increase. Thank you for listening with an open heart and focused mind. May peace, favor, and abundance walk with you daily. God bless you.